Hello! Glad to have you here with us at my Media Museum. And we're here at part 6 of the A to Z collection of the 45 vinyl RPM records. And yeah, I skipped a couple, take them out of exact alphabetical order, so I could start this video up with Black Sabbath's Paranoid. No, 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 no. How awesome is that, huh? But you'll see this is a back-to-back hits, so this isn't an original 45 from the time that it came out. But this Iron Man on the B side here is the 3 minute and 33-second edit, and it is noticeable. If you know the song well, yeah, it even cuts right. I am Iron Man. You know, I mean, it's the guitar solo at the end's gone. The whole long jam section gone. It's an interesting listen, and that's another thing that I love about 45 RPM vinyls is you can get these alternate cuts, alternate takes, sometimes completely different recordings, mono, stereo versions, live, exclusive B-sides. There's a lot to be appreciated and found on B-sides of many of these vinyls. So this is a classic example of something that's interesting to have. I would rather hear the album version of this any day, but it is fun to put it on at a party or something and people go, hey, that's different. Well, yeah, it sure is. All right. Next up, we've got the Black Crowes doing Thorn in My Pride. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that Paranoid. Recently, this is January of 2024, there's a Tony Iommi video up on YouTube with Brian May. And Tony Iommi's playing Paranoid, and Brian May starts laying some awesome lead licks over it. Yeah, even Brian May called it sacrilege, but look that up. It's really good, really cool. Yeah, they're talking a lot, and it's brief. You only get like a 30, 45-second clip there of them doing it. But to see those two awesome guitarists play together and riff on Paranoid like they did is great. Just great. So check that out if you're a Sabbath fan. But anyways, we got the Black Crowes here doing Thorn in My Pride, and the B side of that being Sting Me. But you'll notice this is the slow version. So here we are again with another gem, another diamond to be found in the vinyls. Not off the album. This is a B-side exclusive version. So, and it's a good song if you know the song Sting Me by the Black Crowes. But that's definitely something you might want to look into if you're a big Black Crowes fan. I guess if you're a really big fan, you would know it. But a lot of us, we're just fans. And you stumble across these kind of things, and it's like, ooh, cool. All right, Billy, Vera, and the Beaters at this moment. It's the old Rhino, licensed from Alpha Records, so anything Rhino is pretty much a reissue. But it's a nice modern day vinyl, and I like the way they numbered it side 1 and side 2, so you're not guessing at the A and B sides. I Can Take Care of Myself, another Billy, Vera, and the Beaters. I don't really recognize that song, but I do think I know At This Moment, but I'm not going to attempt to hum or sing it for you right now because I could be a little off base. All right, next up we've got one. I know we've seen this one in the mixed boxes. We've seen a lot of Blondies going through those mixed boxes. But Call Me, the theme song from American Gigolo. And I loved Blondie back in the day, so they were some of the 80s music that wasn't so horrible. A lot of that 80s dance music just didn't do it for me. Flock of Seagulls, oh my, just, whatever. But hey, they sold lots of records, they made lots of money, they were popular, they had their fans. So I try not to bash anything too harshly. I always get thumbs down when I do. Anytime Bruce Springsteen or Rod Stewart comes up, there's always somebody out there on that thumbs down button hitting my thumb down because I don't have kind words to say for them. But I'm sorry. I got to be real. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. I try to avoid or sugarcoat or gloss over the things that I would be a bit negative about because I want this to be a happy space. My Media Museum is a happy place for all. That's why I don't use any profanity. I keep things clean. But I can't help but throw out a comment there now and then that makes it aware or clear to all that I'm not a fan. And that's just the way it is. You know, a lot of these 45s, even in the A to Z collection, I was buying mixed boxes. I took out the ones I didn't like and gave them away, sold them off, tossed, whatever. So just the stuff that I liked or had an interest in made it into these A to Z boxes. And definitely a fan of Blondie. But you'll notice this is Giorgio Moroder. That's the instrumental version of Call Me. So that should tell you right there that Blondie did not write Call Me. It was a song written for a movie soundtrack, and they simply recorded it. But now here we are getting to some of the Blondie that made Blondie big and famous. And Heart of Glass, that's probably the first song of theirs that I ever heard on the radio. I wouldn't say that for positive, but it was definitely one of their earliest big hits, and I love that song. And 11:59 being the song on the B-side of that one. And then next up, we've got another picture sleeve here, and I'm pretty positive I've already shown this one in one of the earlier picture sleeve videos that I love them, and you know, it doesn't really matter if they generated a lot of views for the group or not. Not like I'm trying to make a living off of this channel. A good thing too, because I'd be starving if I was. But you know, more and more as this channel goes along here, I'm doing this just for me. I want to have my collection documented and have it up on a channel that I can view them and watch them on my nice big screen TV, because these do look beautiful on the big screen TV. Here we got The Tide is High and I'm moving on. B-side is Susie and Jeffrey. But yeah, I'm filming in 4K, downgrade at 1080p for uploads because it takes about 1/10 of the time to upload is what a 4K one does. And you know, I did do a 4K upload and watched it, and you really couldn't tell much difference on my 62-inch high-def TV. So why put 10 times the amount of time and effort into something if it's not really going to pay off? And in 1080p, these look great. They look really, really good. Now, if you're seeing some blurriness or fuzziness, you know, sometimes it's the printing of the label. But sometimes you just need to click on that little square box down here. Especially if you're on a cell phone, click on that little square box, rotate it, it'll blow it up for you. And there's some gears down here in this corner of the screen too. Click on them gears and set that to high def, set that to 1080p, because sometimes it defaults to a lower setting. And you know, I went on a vacation, and the room had YouTube, and I pulled it up, and it looked horrible. I'm like, oh my Lord, is this what my channel looks like? No, it's not. You got to click on them gears and kick that up to you know, the 1080p or the high def, and it'll look tons better. Especially on cell phones, which the analytics for the group tell me that about 60-65% of you out there are watching these on your cell phone. If you're watching them this way on your cell phone, you know, lengthwise, click that square box, turn your phone, and it'll be, you know, 3 times larger and a lot better, clearer. Anyways, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Spinning Wheel, do, 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 and more and more and more. That's what I seem to be doing, is talking, more and more and more talking. I filmed, this is my 3rd episode of the day, and I'm getting through less and less discs, so I better focus, keep you guys interested here, and talk more about the disc. So, You Make Me So Very Happy, with a B-side of Blues, Part 2. And I don't know that song, don't know Part 1. But Blood, Sweat, and Tears had some really good songs, some really good hits. Not one of my favorite bands. Not something that you know, I got their greatest hits, and I didn't like all the songs on it. So, but I do like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and some of their big hits are just awesome. This is a really good addition to the collection for me, in my opinion, because we're talking Blurs to Cult. We are talking borderline metal here, and Burning for You, I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you, which is my 2nd favorite song of theirs after, I'm sure you can guess, their biggest hit ever. But the B-side of that is Vengeance the Pact. So, Don't Fear the Reaper. All right, so Moving on, we got quite a jump there from, now this is an interesting sleeve. I might actually take a second here to show this sleeve off, because this is not a sleeve I'm necessarily familiar with, having seen very many times. It's got different songs on it. Lollipop, lollipop, bye bye love. So that's kind of cool. The Everly Brothers and Andy Williams. It's got all kinds of bands and songs listed there, and that would have been Cadence Records. But we've got a Columbia 45 in here, and people mix up these sleeves. More often than not, you don't get the original sleeve. You're lucky if it matches the distribution company, much less actually be the sleeve that it was bought in. But people load up 45s in their jukeboxes, and they have got a box of sleeves, and when they take them out, they don't match them back up. So more often than not, when you're buying mixed boxes of 45s, you're going to run into a lot of sleeves that don't match. And here's one of them. But here's a classic 45, Bob Dylan doing Like a Rolling Stone. Gotta love that. I mean, Bob, I'm not a huge Bob Dylan fan, but I respect the man. He's done a lot of great work. He's written a lot of awesome songs. Being a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, I gotta respect him for All Along the Watchtower, if nothing else. Hendrix did 3 of his songs, Drifter's Escape, All Along the Watchtower, and Please Come Crawl Out Your Window. Those are the 3 Dylan songs that I'm aware of that Hendrix recorded. And so if he's good enough for Hendrix, the man's good enough for me. Gates of Eden being on the B side there. And then we'll wrap the Bob Dylan's up here at the end of part 6 with the George Jackson Big Band version. And on the B side of that, we've got George Jackson acoustic version. And I believe both of these appear in my Bob Dylan exclusive episodes. So go check that out if you're a big Bob Dylan fan and want to see some more. And come on back for part 7. We got a long way to go. Take care.